for what she's doing for us. Oh, Heavenly Father, we just say thank you. We are grateful. Thank you for our family, our friends, and our associates, and our colleagues that are planning to attend this session. Let them have a safe journey, Lord. Let them come together as one, as we learn in one accord, that will help us to brighten our future, brighten our thoughts, brighten our minds. We thank you for knowledge, Lord. We thank you for understanding and patience, that we can all try to get along and understand each other as one. Thank you for our leader once more, the Queen. We said thank you for her family, and everything she's doing. Thank you for each and every one of us that's on this platform. We said thank you, Lord. We are grateful. Thank you for another day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Over to you, Dr. Yyci.
So, hello everyone. Hola, bonjour, mabuhay, aloha, marhaba, zinchao, sanu, buno, buna, zadravo, zadrasi, salam, and namaste. A big welcome to Yes You Can International's Mindset and Transformation Masterclass. Informative, inspiring, empowering, and one important word: transformative, life-changing. That's the kind of masterclass. Most of us were here yesterday, and there were so many takeaways. There was so much of learning happening on the platform. One doesn't realize it until unless one actually, comes to a class, makes a decision to himself or herself that, yes, I need to learn, I need to grow, I need to evolve, I need to, widen my perspectives, because every day brings a new experience. Every day brings a new challenge. Every day, there is learning happening. That's why, it's said that, if you're feeling uncomfortable, and that is a sign that you are actually transforming. And able and erudite excellencies, transformation, I say, is a journey without a final destination. To change your life, you have to change yourself. To change yourself, you have to change your mindset. That is the key word. That is the main thing, everyone. So today I will be taking you through, with the permission of Honorable Queen, through this highly inspiring, enigmatic masterclass, where we have the most able and erudite of master trainers who will be teaching us some things that we are going to be learning about. Probably we never knew about them, because it's always said that what the mind does not know, what the mind does not conceive, it can never achieve. So that is why it's all about the mind. Let's train our mind to learn more. Let's train our mind to, rise above all kinds of prejudices, all kinds of discrimination. Times will be tough. But, when there is learning happening, it is a very empowering feeling. And that's what we all need to know. So I am Alka Mahajan. I'm the founder and CEO of Chilparco International, where our mission is of spreading smiles to enhance one's self-worth, provide solutions to problems relating to communication, personality, leadership, mental wellness, productivity, creativity, out of which emerges the unique, unstoppable, unbeatable, ubiquitous you. And I am an academician, a psychotherapist, a communication and a leadership coach. I am a radio and a television presenter, a talk show host, a columnist. I write for the Times of India and the Hindustan Times, which are the national dailies in India. And I also write columns on parenting and tarot, which I also do on radio, which is Radio Mirchi, Radio City, Radio 1, and 92.7 Big FM in India. And yes, I do write for Marie Claire, and I've been interviewed by Marie Claire. That's a magazine, a lifestyle magazine, and Glad Rags, Gloria, Wedding Vows, Yyci, and many more. So with this, I would like to take the opportunity, and it's actually a huge honor for me to be actually introducing in front of you this very, very wonderful woman who has braved so many storms to achieve the amazing, awesome heights that she has achieved till date. I am talking about our very own Honorable Excellency Queen Elizabeth Lucas. Dr. Professor Ambassador Queen Elizabeth Lucas. I mean, I just love her name, you know, it sounds so royal and majestic. And yes, she is an award-winning author, an entrepreneur, a BA in business and management, international inspirational speaker, global advisor, youth, women and relationship and mindset mentor, and she is the African queen of inspiration. She has been recognized for her contributions to humanity and community and has been awarded certificates of recognition by many honorary doctorates as well has been bestowed to her in different fields, appointed matron, advisor, president, director, ambassador, chairman of many organizations locally and globally. She has been featured in national press such as Financial Herald, Fox News, ABC News, NBC News, Small Business, Trendsetter magazines, USA Magazine, Victorious Life magazine, Powerhouse Global magazine, and local Hornchurch newspaper. She has become Secretary of the Year and author of Greatness in UK, light bearer to African women, founder of Elizabeth Creations, Time with Elizabeth Lucas, radio inspirational talk show host, and Yes You Can Internationals president, director, chairman, and just about everything. And yes, she is a wonderfully happily married mom, and she has two lovely, adorable children. Well, I would like to invite our very own Excellency, Professor Dr. Ambassador Queen Elizabeth Lucas to, share with us her opening address.
Good morning. Good morning. And thank you so much, Ambassador Dr. Yyci Mahaja. Thank you so much for your great work you are doing in our midst. I really appreciate you. I want to seize this opportunity. I'm not going to speak too much because I know our speaker from Canada is ready, and we are ready to listen, to learn, and to be empowered and to be transformed and our mind to be renewed this morning. So I'm not going to waste much of your time, but at the same time, let me honor and give respect to every dignity, distinguished guests, ambassadors, leaders that are in our midst. I want to appreciate them, and even some of my mentors. I want to appreciate them for supporting us and also joining us. So I want to appreciate all. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate you all. And in order not to waste much time, let me just quickly say that this is another day brighter out there. Yesterday it was freezing, it was so cold, but now it's better in UK. So I want you to feel it wherever you are. So I want to welcome Professor Charles. I want to welcome Archbishop Professor. I want to welcome Bishop Pastor Nelson. I want to welcome Ambassador Agnes. I want to welcome everyone because really, permit me, because I can't really mention all names because the time is really running fast, but I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me in learning and renewing our mindset, because our mindset is very important. Our mindset is everything. If our mindset is not renewed, we can't take action. And how do we renew it? Is what me and you are doing today, relaxing on Saturday morning to listen to our mentors, our lecturers, our teachers, our speakers. So I believe we are all ready. So without wasting much of your time, sorry for slightly lateness this morning, but I believe that we all understand today is Saturday. Everybody have to do one thing or the other before coming to this Zoom masterclass. So without wasting any of your time, I'm inviting Dr. Aika Mahaja to continue.
Thank you so much. And now, with your permission, Honorable Excellency, Dr. Professor Queen Elizabeth, I will call our very first master trainer for today's Master Mindset Transformational class. So they say that trust is fragile and we should never break it. Once broken, it will never come back to us in its original shape. Today, we have our very first expert master trainer with us, all the way from Alberta, Canada, Professor Edward Mondel. He is the founder and chief learning evangelist at Global Academy of Holistic Leadership and Coaching, CEO Prerona Television Canada, author, chapter president of GARA, sessional instructor at McEwan University. He has worked and taught at various international universities, India, Bangladesh, Canada. A social entrepreneur, he is also a certified trauma coach, motivational speaker, and editor of Sustainability Watch, and passionately works towards knowledge-based, sustainable, inclusive society. Well, he will be talking to us on conversational intelligence, building trust, and getting extraordinary results. So it's over to you, Professor Edward Mondel. A big welcome. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Can I share my screen? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just a minute.
Let me also advise any our participants as well that if any of your friends can join us on the Facebook, it's live on Facebook as well. Thank you, sir.
I'm very humble, and it's my honor to share my thoughts with you. At first, I would like to give my thanks. I'm grateful to the Almighty who has created us. In the scripture, it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I consider myself a very simple human being where I like to share my thoughts. As you know, right, we came from dust and will return in dust. So when we're talking about conversational intelligence, we need to understand the purpose of life. We need to understand why we are here. And I'd like to discuss with you how we can build trust and getting extraordinary result. So today I will be sharing with you the conversational intelligence and how it relates to our work and life. And we also need to understand the science behind the conversational intelligence and how we can build the trust and getting extraordinary results. And for us, we need to generate a plan for self-development. Now, one of the writers here said, Buckminster Fuller, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Now, one of the author and who is one of those founder, I would say, authority of conversational intelligence, her name is Judith E. Glasser. She no longer in this earth. She said, to get to the next level of greatness depends on the quality of the culture, which depends on the quality of relationships, which depends on the quality of conversations. Now, why we need to understand why conversational intelligence, what is conversational intelligence, and why we need the conversational intelligence. Now, conversations are not the what we think they are. We have grown up with a narrow view of conversation, thinking they're about talking, sharing information, telling people what to do, or telling others what's on our mind. We are now learning through neurological and cognitive research that a conversation goes deeper and is more robust than simple information sharing. Conversations are dynamic, interactive, and inclusive. They evolve and impact the way we connect, engage, interact, and influence others, and enabling us to shape reality, mindset, events, and outcomes in a collaborative way. Now, when you're talking about conversational intelligence, one of the things that we need to understand is our conversational skills are influenced by both biological factors, and we also develop social biases during our first impression. The other thing also is, while plenty of things set humans apart, the rest of the animal kingdom, perhaps none are more innovative than language. We build our social world through conversation. Now, as already said, the Judith Glasser, she said, it's called the hardware and learned ability to connect, engage, and navigate with other conversational intelligence. When we learn communicate in ways that create a shared concept of reality, we can enhance our relationship, health, and overall well-being. Now, let's go to the foundation, understand right, the basics. When we see the family, the baby is born, uh, the baby is trying to communicate, right? We can see that the communication starts very beginning. And why communication is needed? Because the communication, we communicate to communicate to other, to express our opinion, our expression. Now, conversational intelligence also gives us power to influence our neurochemistry even in the moment. Also, it gives us the power to express our inner thoughts and feeling to one another in a way that can strengthen our relationship and success. So you can see from the family, and also we can see when we go to school, uh, primary school, secondary school, and then we strengthen our relationship and success. Conversational intelligence gives us power to influence the way we interpret reality. So it is very important to understand conversational intelligence. Now here, from the beginning, right, before I'm going to this star skill, this thing, right, it is very important to understand also, if we don't have a conversational, like if you're having unhealthy conversation, what happens actually? So we can see there is a distrust, there is a deceit, there is betrayal, and there is avoidance. So what happens after that? Which leads to lower productivity and innovation, and ultimately lower success. Now, when we see these particular practices in organization, what happens, right? These organizations cannot be productive. Now, one of the things that you need to understand, this conversational intelligence is learnable, and it is necessary to build together, build healthier, more resilient organization in the face of change. As you know, we are having a lot of challenges during this COVID, and then after this COVID, this pandemic, we are having a lot of challenges. So conversational intelligence is very important to for the success of an organization. Now here in the star scale, we can see that conversation intelligence, you can see there are a lot of things that they are like: listen actively, ask smart questions, dramatize your message, reinforce success, and build rapport. Now we need to understand what are the ladder for conclusion. Now here, conflict lives inside the story. Now when we sometimes we don't have very good conversations, which is called difficult conversations, often raised when people disagree with each other. And it happens. It happens in family, it happens in anywhere. Now it leading to anger, frustration, avoidance, even intimidation. Someone wants to be right. Now, when people disagree, it's often how they interpret the facts and create different stories, different ways of interpreting the situation, conversations, or event. Now here, the ladder for conclusion is a tool that help us here to see how they have created meaning from their own point of view. This is number one. The other one is broaden one's understanding of the one person's story, which is empathy, and come to a new understanding of how to move forward for mutual success, which is very important for us. If we do that, we can achieve success. Now here, we can see this, right from the bottom, we can see the bioreaction conversation, how these conversations begins from the bottom here. Bioreaction, we can see this feeling, we can see thoughts, belief, and conclusions. And between, so we can see, we can find meanings, and we can also see the interpretations, assumption. So this is how, right, we can see that now. When we go to the stepping down to the this layer, we can see this how the conversation begins. Prepare, like we have to set times to discuss the situation, story in private, be clear of your desired outcome. Now, it is very important for us to be clear on our intention, understand the impact it will have. Now, step one is to connect. What is connect? Set the context by saying you want to process the situation together. So you are more able to have healthy conversations about something that happened in the past. Let the person you know that you want to end up with stronger relationship. As a practitioner, like a coach, I have seen successes in this during this pandemic or after this pandemic with some clients. The connections, how you can build connection, which is very important. The first step. So we need to set the context here. And the next step is share stories. Each person's take turn sharing their stories about the situation, facts, feeling, thoughts, beliefs, conclusion. Listen without judgment. Now, before pandemic, my experience, I was right last 20 years, like I taught number of universities, so I was always talking. I was also consultant working with number of organizations, including the UN organizations and other consulting firms as a consultant. I was always also like a facilitator, but I was not a coach. So when I became coach, then I learned how to listen, like empathetic listening technique. So now listening from the other person and their story, their facts, their feeling, their thoughts, beliefs, and conclusion. It is very important to understand the other person perspective. Many of us, as a practitioner, you always try to push our thoughts, or you always, share our thoughts without listening, without understanding what is the other person trying to say. So the next step is discover impact. Discover the impact the situation had on each other. Now, it is very important when we share the stories, then we can see that what is the impact of the situations, right? For example, the option A, if you follow that option, what happens? What is the consequences for it? And what are the consequences? We need to discuss, we need to understand the consequences. Not only us, but also the client, but also the other person also should understand. So we have to create the awareness here in this level. The other one is step 4 is discover ripple effect. Discover the ripple effect it has on others. So see, when you understand also what happens to the other person too. So discover the ripple effect. And then the step number 5 is partner. Discuss how in the future you can do things differently, what actions and commitments you can make with each other for better outcome. Agree and touch base and give other feedback to ensure you achieve your desired outcome. So it is very important for any practices. I think this is very important to understand. Now, one of the things that you need to remember when you're talking about conversational intelligence is the emotional content that you bring, either pain or pleasure. So it can be positive, it can be negative. The conversation have the ability to trigger emotional reaction. Like sometimes we express our feelings, we say something, but the other person may not take it positively, or they can, like, there'll be a different meaning of it. So that can trigger emotional reaction. So we need to understand, we need to be very tactical in this regard. That's why we're talking conversational intelligence. That means we are assessing and understanding which is appropriate for the particular situation. Now remember, the word we use, our conversations are really neutral. Now, when we see the worst situation, like uh, many of you know, right? I think all of you know, right? There was a Vietnam War, and one of the spokesperson, like from the Pentagon, from United States, his name was Robert McCloskey. In press briefing, he said that I know that you believe you understand what you think I said, but I am not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant. If you think it very carefully and understand that a lot of things are happening, right? Sometimes we don't uh, give enough time when we are communicating with the other person. So in everyday situation, even in organizational setup where you're working, we need to understand that the other person is understanding the right, the what I'm actually trying to say. So now conversational multi-dimensional, not linear. What we think, what we say, what we mean, and what others hear, and how we feel about it afterward are the key dimension of conversational intelligence. Now, one of the things we need to understand, most of you are confused with this one, and they're very much with, they say, right, ask and tell. It's not simply ask and tell level of discourse, but we often treat them as though they are. So ask and tell, which is not that one. Now, I'm not going to that details, but how we can, when you say lose trust and lose voice, we must trust and believe in people or life become impossible. Anton, he said that we must trust. So when we in conversation, when we say conversations, it can be only fruitful when we are having the trust. So that means we need to believe the person. Now, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength, and mastering yourself is true power. Is Yyci said that is very important to understand. Now, so when you're talking about this distrust to trust, what is the neuroscience that we triggers empathy and trust is here you can see the conversational dashboard. So if you see here the register, the level one, tell and ask, and this is a protect, right? We are listening, the whole process we are listening. This is I and this is we. So from I, we're going to we, and we said tell and ask, and this is a register sometimes, and sometimes we are skeptical. Skeptic is a low trust, so we don't trust. So this is more on transactional. The other one, which is a level 2, is a wait and see. So advocate, inquire and see, and we are asking questions. So this is level 2. This is experimenter level also, and then co-creator. So in the summer is experimenter and then co-creator, the last level, which is level 3, share and discover. So in that level, share and discover, we are sharing our thoughts. We are also allowing the other person to share, and we respect the other person's opinion. Now you can see this comparison between the trust and distrust. Uh, so we can see that when we are seeing the distrust, what happens? There is a neurological effects. I'm not going to that details, but and the trust. What is trust? So there is a shift when we are going from the distrust to trust. There is a change. We can see that when we are talking about means when we're in the distrust, which cause that we are more negative thoughts and want to fight. On the other hand, we can see when we trust what is happening here, we feel good, feel more talkative and excited. Uh, so this ladder of conclusions, if you're just discussing these 5 points here, the first point is says bioreactions. Now, conversations takes place at the chemical level first and fastest. Judgments are made within 0.07 seconds. Cortisol or oxytocin may go up, our hearts may beat faster. The reaction at the moment of contact activates a network, either the protect or fear network or trust network. So this is a bioreaction. If something happens, okay, somebody comes and asking, maybe a stranger comes. Or for example, I can see maybe social experimenter, you can YouTube, you can see that maybe a stranger is calling you, maybe you are standing in a train station and somebody is calling you. You might be scared or you can take it positively, bioreaction. Feelings, what level we level our interactions, either feel good or feel bad. This translates into judgment about whether the person we are speaking with is a friend or foe. With the corresponding judgment, I can trust you or I can. So this is a feeling here. On the other hand, the next one is the thoughts. As we move up to the ladder, the thought level, we put words to our feelings, we make meaning. Often we are making stuff up. And then there's a belief. Once we make up our story or create meaning, we pull our beliefs we have about these situations or persons. We draw from our past experience and we affirm our thoughts. And finally, the conclusion say, when we have reached conclusions, we blocked out a lot of other people's opinion. We stop seeing or hearing other points of view. We may even move into a state of denial. So this is a ladder of conclusions how we take them. Now, trust model. Trust is very important. Now, today, the more in few minutes before I conclude, let's discuss this trust model because it is very important for us when we are talking conversational intelligence, how we can build this trust. The first step is transparency through quelling fear, refocus of actions that build sustained trust. So what we need to do here is take a lead. So uh, that like the threats and fears that are standing in the way of building trust, be open and communicate with others to share and quell threats. These send messages of trust that amygdala understand. I trust you will not harm me. That means there's a confirmation or assurance here. A refocus on quelling the reptilian brain by shaping the conversation to talk openly about the threats and fear that are standing in the way of building trust. Open, candid, and caring conversation send messages of trust. So it's very important, transparency through quelling fear. The step number 2 is relationship through heart coherence. Now, when you're taking this lead, extend the olive branch, even with people you may see as foes, connect and engage in building relationship. Now, how you build relationship? Extending trust and messages of friendship that shifts the energy towards appreciation. Hard appreciation shifts our attentions and intentions to seek connectivity, reducing the fear of power over energy and build power with connectivity. This is important. Refocus what we are doing here on engaging the heart brain by shaping the conversation to extend trust by sending messages of appreciations to others. When we refocus on heart appreciations, we create higher level of heart coherence, which enables us to activate wisdom of the 5 brains. The next point is the step number 3 is understanding through sharing and understanding needs of emotion. So this is very important when we are sharing and understanding need for emotions. Be inclusive, invite people into the inner cycle, talk openly, need and aspiration, reframe. Oh, you said that one. So reframe the word and then relabel uncomfortable conversation as opportunities to get to know what's on the other's mind, listening with the focus in mind, and heart opens new channels of communications, quells and dubs about where I fit in. This moves us from state of distrust of others' intentions toward understanding and trusting each other. Now, when we refocus on engaging the limbic brain by inviting others to be included openly in conversation about their needs and emotions. That means we're inviting, stepping into each other's shoes and seeing the world from others, another person's like um, another eyes validates the other person's worldview, empathetic here. Now, the next step is shared success, which is a very important step here when going to share success through opening mind to others and creating strategies for mutual success. Take the lead, have conversations that focus on mutual success, lower your attachment of being right, and shift the conversation from entrancement to discovery. Look at what success means from each other's point of view and build benchmark for measuring success. Focus on co-creating what success look like with others. So you spend time here, you listen, you step back and come back again, step back, come back again. You may need to go 1,000 steps, back and forth, back and forth. But in this process, you explore, discover, and co-create the environment. Refocus on engaging the new cortex by shaping conversations, enable you to put issues and conflicts on the table without fear of reappraisal or retribution. Web deeper threads of trust into relationships. Very important step here. Shared success. And then finally, the step number 5 is testing assumptions and telling the truth through truth, empathy, and judgment. What we are doing, taking the leads, test perceptions and assumptions about reality, focus on closing the gaps between what we expect and what you get with others. Step into each other's shoes and see the world from the other person's perspective and the highest level of trust that the humans are able to experience together, then truth can be discovered together and one view of the world image. And when we refocus here on engaging and prefrontal cortex, the executive brain, by shaping conversation that let you step into each other's shoes and see the world from another perspective. Very important. Now shifting from I to we, right? My individual perspective to we perspective. So in T is transparency, language of reptilian brain. I-centric is secrecy, closed door, threats, lack of clarity, lack of alignment. What we-centric is openness, sharing threats, intentions, aspirations, objectives, movement towards establishing common and aligned objectives. On our relationship, language of heart brain, when you are I-centric, what is happening? You're rejecting, you're resisting retribution, adversarial relationship, and suspicion. When we are we-centric, what is happening is we respect, building rapport, we care, candor, non-judgmental listening, deeply connect, and build the partnership. Now here, you is understanding language of limbic brain. I-centric is uncertainty, focus on task, unrealistic expectations, disappointment, and judgment. When we are we-centric, what is happening? Understanding, ability to stand on each other's shoes, empathy for others' context, seeing and understanding, and standing others uh, uh, another perspective of reality, partnership, and support. Now, T is testing assumptions and truth telling, which is language of the prefrontal cortex. When you are I-centric, what is happening? Reactions of anger, anxiety, withdrawal, and resignations. When we are we-centric, we are regular, open, and non-judgmental discussions of assumption and disappointment as a part of collaborative problem solving, identifications and discussions of reality gaps, and effort to close the gaps for mutual success, and willingness to start over again if distress emerges. Now, I'll give you an example. This is an example because we do a lot of coaching practices. This is an example on the level one. When we are just level one, we're just asking, say, are you okay with talking the second writing sample to add our marketing material? When you are asking in a way, level two, all right, we can see that I am fascinated by the second sample. It's got all the qualities of great writing. How are you thinking about it? Can you join me in these decisions? Is anything stopping you from getting on board with this? Asking question. This is level two. On this level three, shared success, what is happening here? Which of the writing sample will achieve the best outcome for our sales, promotions, and marketing? You are opening, giving them, you are empowering them, you are asking, giving them the opportunity by asking this question. What assumptions do you hold about project success that we should consider as we have the conversations? How would you describe success in these situations? Are there any feared implications that we should consider and talk more about before we decide? Now, from here, I'm going to ask each one of you to think, think when we're talking to people, what level you are in. Are you level one? Are you level two? Or are you level three? So that's why, the today's, right session, I like to challenge you just to think yourself, right, using the conversational intelligence, for the success. It is very important to understand that when we are using level three, we are getting a shared success, mutual success. So this is actually a model by creating we and the benchmark communication incorporate copyrighted. So this particular matrix, you can see the transactional level, positional level, and level three is a transformational level. So what do we exchange? In the first one, we exchange information on transactional level, tell and ask. In level two is a positional, we advocate, we inquire, we ask questions. And transformation level, what is happening here? Exchange energy. You can see the vibe. If some person, like I can remember when I was in a leadership, one of the training, I can see one person comes, it created a vibe. Whoa, you're so excited. And the other person comes, we are withdrawal. We are not talking. We are disengaged, and we are, the energy, right, movement of energy. So this is a transformational level. Now the interaction dynamics, ask and tell, advocate, inquire, share, discover, and space. On the first level, transactional level, what is happening is closes the spaces. And the positional level, it limits the spaces. It's not fully open. And on transformational level, it creates the space. And focus, what is happening on focus on transactional level? Giving and taking information. You're asking questions, there is no emotions, there is nothing. Okay, so this is only transactional. The next level, positional level, what is happening on focus? Exploring others' position, seeking win-win solutions. You're asking other person. And finally, the transformational level is the exploring others' perspective, joining and transforming reality and innovating. Now, there are blind spot and overuse, the tell and sell and yell syndrome, tendency towards telling more than asking. On the other hand, on the positional level, it's addicted to being right, tendency to ask questions for which you have all the answers. And finally, the transformation level, all talk, no actions, tendency for too much talk and no action. So here we can see intentions, inform, persuade, and co-create. So if you see the model, we can see where you are standing, right? What you like to achieve. So this is very important. Why I'm discussing, I'm not an expert. I'm not like, but I encourage you to think yourself and see your practices. Can you do something? Can you, like, maybe a word, can you use a word, a sentence, an approach differently than now? And then see if you are using that one, so you can achieve greater things actually. So if you are using now a transactional approach, go to the positional approach, and then finally the transformational approach, and you can achieve great things. So today's that's the lesson. All right, this is just a particular table where we can see that how we can transform the uncomfortable conversation, where the first step is set the context for caring, courage, and candor. You can ask, invite another person and see that what the conversations looks like. And then the next step is the explore desired outcome. What is the desired outcome? The next step, share perspective. You can write what perspective the other person is having. And then finally, like the step 4 is discover what is important for both of you. Write a note here. And finally, the contract for success. Both of you contract for success. This is just a practice, a worksheet that you can practice yourself, and that will help you. So I'm almost done with my presentation. How would you rate your ability at this level, and what would you change, if anything, that is needed? What insight did you have today? Did anything come up for you today from your learning? And what happens when you practice conversational intelligence in your life? These are the questions that I would like to ask. And then my final slide said, what I'm going to start doing today, maybe 1, 2, and 3. And what I'm going to stop doing today, maybe some of the words that I'm saying, some of the sentence that I'm saying to others, I'm going to stop doing. And then I'm doing a great thing, so I'm going to keep doing some of the great stuff that I'm practicing at my work or practicing at home or something. So this is your, and somebody will be holding me accountable for, and this is your commitment for success. And if you do that, you can achieve great things. I'm a very humble person, a very limited knowledge, but I understand you are great. Every individual has a great has greatness. Almighty has created that with great potential, great ability. So I ask each one of you to listen to your heart, do your best, building trust. Use this conversational intelligence and achieve greatness. With that, thank you very much. I'd like to thank again the Honorable Queen Dr. Elizabeth, and all the dignitaries here for your valuable time listening my thoughts and my information. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. I pray for you. I pray for your success, and be humble. Listen to another person. It's not, like this world need a person who can listen. A lot of problems can be solved. We are spending trillions, millions, billions dollars for things. We need to listen and work together so that we can do great things in this world. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Edward Mondel. What a great informative um, talk you have given us today. Really, I just think it's very important that in everything we do, building trust is very important in relationship, in business, in leadership, because if the trust is not there, then there's no point. So I really appreciate, and I've jotted some things I believe that other people also have done the same, because we are all learning together. And these are the great teachers. These are great mentors, the great speakers that we are having. We are privileged to have them on our platform. So I want to say thank you, sir, for your teachings. I know that I don't know if it is the middle of the night in Canada.
It started at 3 o'clock, now almost 4 o'clock.
Wow.
For in the
so,
morning.
So that's a big
Wow.
sacrifice. That's a big sacrifice for us. So I want every one of us to just clap for that sacrifice being given to us. We are privileged and we appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And guess what? We will be inviting you again and again and again to come and lecture us because we need your wisdom. We need all your expertise for us to transform our lives, our relationship, and our leadership. So thank you so much for this occasion. Can I quickly ask if the slides can be available? Is it possible?
Yes, some of the slides are copyrighted. So make sure if you're using, you have
Okay.
to acknowledge this is a copyrighted material. That
Okay.
I'm a certified conversational intelligence coach now.
Okay.
So and so you have to make sure that you have to give that benchmark that
Yeah.
incorporate the acknowledgement for their work.
Yes. And
Yeah.
apart from that, even if there is no slides, I believe we've all picked up something
Yeah.
today to transform our lives. And I believe that you can still watch the video and again on the YouTube, and it's also live on Facebook. So, I mean, you've given us enough. So that is okay.
Yeah.
So thank you
Just
so
one
much.
more just a comment before I finish. These presentations I have made specially for this first time. So sorry if
Wow.
I usually we had other thing, but I did research and with my presentation. Sorry for reading of the some of the parts. So, but this material especially made for you guys.
Oh,
So, but
thank you
thank you
so
very
much.
much.
You see how great, how privileged
Yeah.
we are on this
Yeah.
master class. Wow. Let's give another clap for our professor. Thank you so much. Right. Without wasting time, I'm handing over to our global moderator.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful, Professor Edward. I mean, I love that the position, what's that positional, transactional, and the transformation kind of conversations. I think, I don't know, I was just thinking to myself when you were speaking, I thought, we do try to be transparent. I love that part where you said that we have to build trust. We need a lot of transparency. Active listening was another thing. The more you listen to a person, I feel that builds up your own conversational style. I feel a good listener is always a good conversationalist. And I was thinking that sometimes we mindlessly just talk, or maybe we just react. And that time, perhaps from the third stage, we go to the first level, or we might keep on flitting between the first, second, and the third levels. I think it happens. I think it happens depending on our external circumstances, because after all, we all are human beings and we can make mistakes. But yes, consciously, we should try to, actually work as per the teachings that you've given us today. A lot of food for thought, a lot of facts to register, as rightly said by Her Excellency Queen Professor Dr. Elizabeth. I think we really need to think about it and listen to your talk all over again. Thank you so much. It was
Dr.
wonderful.
Alka, just a one comment. This particular, right, the creating organizations, we had a special report for I report. There's a like special questionnaire. So when you actually like pay for that services, and then we report, and there is also 360-degree report. So especially, and corporations, this is a very recognized particular program that if person can assess their positions where they are, and they can improve. So there is a like I report, we report, 360-degree report, and this is also very well practiced in organizations for the organizational success. So
Yeah.
this particular organizational practice as a conversational intelligence coach, this is a very successful industry tools, actually copyrighted tools that are very using, I can see in North America. I don't know other part of the world, but is using in North America a lot of businesses. So it's a very good tool. So you can have a look and see. I can share with you the link, and you can see this
Definitely.
particular tool. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I'm really, I mean, it's very fascinating. Sometimes we're just mindlessly doing certain things and we're mindlessly talking. I guess if we are actually focused, then this is yesterday's talk about focus also. So we're focused at what we're doing. And even when we're talking to someone, there are skills that we need to just, naturally imbibe within ourselves. I don't know. I think this will always help us in our lives, and it will always also help us with our relationships. So thank you so much once again. That was really amazing. Thank you. And now I see our very own Professor Dr. Chaplain General Eboria Usiholo Charles. He is a professor in education, with his work areas being theology, peace, diplomacy, crime against humanity, philosophy, psychology, literate, poetry, editor, advisor, motivational speaker, and public intellectual with over 35 years of teaching, administration, and research experience. Wow. Professor Charles' versatility can be seen from the fact that he has incredible experience in administration, education, like I said, for more than 35 years, and as a fellow member of professional managers and administrators in Nigeria, fellow chartered humanitarian, insurance expert, consultation and counseling, peacekeeping, and peace building. He is truly a messenger of peace, and he will be talking to us, able excellencies, about teachers and students' bond in building healthy future leadership. So, Honorable Professor Charles, Professor Dr. Chaplain General Charles, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. You have summarized everything. I thank God for your talents. May God continue to lift you high. Thank you very much. I'm very humble and loyal. God will expand our knowledge. Good morning, Your Excellencies. We appreciate Yes, You Can International. We in quotes, Dynamic Peace Rescue Mission International as a founder, and International Internship University as the Africa Head, Senior Professor, and Nigeria Country Director. Kudos to you, Able Excellency, Advisor, Queen, Professor, Doctor, Ambassador, Elizabeth, Lucas, Afolaron. The topic before us for discussion today is teachers and student bonds in building future healthy leadership. We all need transformation on our daily basis. This call for struggle for it and being patient in attending it with God on our side. He will perfect it. For us to be healthy leader, we need to believe in God, believe in ourselves, believe in the people God has given us to empower. As a teacher, we are to build strong bonds with those we lead and focus on helping them develop their skills by trusting in God and being passionate about it. As a coach and teacher, we identify areas of weakness and strengths of our students and help them out. As a teacher, we share a good measure of communication and mutual respect with each of our students and show equality, encouragement, and positive attitude toward the students and stay in a safe learning environment in the classroom. He is certainly able to develop a strong teacher-student bond. Having strong teachers and student bond developed. One, create an effective and safe learning environment. Two, show equality and encouragement and positive attitude and share a good measure of communication and mutual respect with the students. Three, teacher must cater to the individual needs of the students. As earlier said, teacher must create an atmosphere that is conducive to an engaging learning process. Only then the student can be molded into a masterpiece. Consistent communication is vital to creating a connection between the students and the teacher. The teacher has to incorporate appropriate communication strategies in his or her teaching style to successfully interact with the students. Having a good understanding of the children's problem in the classroom by knowing their emotional struggle in learning and keeping an insight into their behavior can help a lot in shaping the communication between the two. The more a teacher communicates, the better are the chances of effective learning at the student's end. A teacher should maintain true equality in the classroom without any disparity in learning. No students should be marginalized or left out, and teachers have to focus equally on each and every student in the class, which will in turn lead to a strong and healthy relationship and subsequently improve their academic performance. Utmost care should be taken by teachers while choosing the faculty in the school, since they play as extreme importance role in the life of the students. Developing a strong and positive teacher-student relationship takes significant effort and time. The outcome is worth the effort. Impacts of the good teachers and students bonding. 1, improving academic success. 2, preventing behavioral and mental problems. 3, aiding growth in and outside the classroom. 4, helping their students reach their full potential and be a good and healthy leader in future. 5, teacher will always believe in their students. 6, the student will also feel safe and loved. Strategies for teachers to develop positive relationship with students. 1, provide structures. 2, teachers with enthusiasm and passion. Note, excitement is contagious. 3, have a positive attitude. 4, incorporate humor into lessons. Note, teaching and learning should not be boring. 5, make learning fun to be exciting. 6, use student interest to your advantage. 7, Incorporate storytelling into lessons. 8, show an interest in their lives outside of school. 9, treat them with respect. 10, go the extra mile to ensure that they are successful. 10 ways to keep your class interesting. 1, incorporate surprises, that is mysteries, into your lessons. 2, don't repeat classroom material. 3, create classroom games. 4, give your student choice. 5, use technology. 6, don't take teaching so seriously. 7, make your lesson interactive. 8, relate material to your students' life. 9, flip your class by giving them assignments, new information at home, and then come back to school and use class time for critical thinking activities and reinforcement of concepts. 10, think outside the box. How? Plan a lesson that's completely outside of the ordinary. Invite a guest speaker. Go on a field trip or take learning outdoors. Treat collaborating with another teacher. Try to collaborate with another teacher. Take your students on a virtual field trip. Note, learning that engages students is the most effective process. They will find it more interesting to learn. Your material to them should be a variety of creative ways. In conclusion, it is worth knowing that teachers who focus positive relationship with their students create classroom environment more conducive to learning. 2, and meeting students' development, emotional and academic needs, such students will be great leader in future if followed accordingly. 3, teachers build relationship with students. If the teacher take an interest in the interest of the students, even if the teacher do not share the same passion with the student, teacher must always show their support. 4, teachers should encourage their students to take their passion and interests and turn them into a career. 5, teachers should be considerate when assigning homework. Codes of bond between teachers and students. To the world, you may be just teacher, but to your students, you are an hero. Second quote, the most unique bond in this world is between a student and a teacher because they trust each other without even knowing them deeply. Quote 3, the relationship between the student and the teacher is mostly important. How? In higher spirituality, we don't study a subject as much as a person. Fourth quote, great teachers focus not on compliance, but on connection and relationship. Fifth quote, the strength of
Hello.
Oh, I thought that my video had lagged. Dearest Queen, is it Dr. Charles' video?
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened there. I don't know what happened. Okay. Should we give him 1 minute to see if you can?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
No? Okay.
I think he's dropped out.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's going to join us again. Probably it's the connection.
Yes, I think
I
so.
think it's the connection. Yes. Sorry for this connectivity challenges. We are all going through it every day, but we are not giving up. So we hope he will join us. Should we move to, and he nearly ran off. I don't know if he's going to join us again.
Dr. Kirti Kumar Bhatt.
Okay.
Yes,
I think we need.
May I proceed? May I proceed, dearest Queen?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, all right.
Because of the
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. So, after that very impressive teacher-student relationship talk by our very own chaplain, Professor Dr. Charles, we have with us now Dr. Kirti Kumar Bhatt. He is a principal and professor, Shastri Institute of Technology, Gujarat. He's worked in leadership role for 25 years. Dr. Bhatt's area of research is embedded system, Y.Y.C.I design and low power designs. He has also worked on government funded projects. Dr. Bhatt has more than 55 national and international research papers to his credit. He has chaired technical sessions at international conferences, and he has received a plethora of awards. No wonder he is our master trainer for today's session, our masterclass. And I would like to invite the very, very charming and able Dr. Kirti Kumar Bhatt. So Dr. Bhatt, the virtual stage is yours, and a big welcome to you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. And I sincerely extend my sincere thanks to Queen Elizabeth ma'am and Yes You Can International for giving me this opportunity. Usually we are the researchers engaged in engineering field, but Lucas madam has given me an opportunity to share some views, and I will try to do my best today. And I need to share a screen also. In the opening note, Alka madam has already mentioned that to bring the change, it is essentially required to bring first change in oneself itself. Then afterwards, we can expect for the change. And in that direction, I would like to share something here for all of you. Just is the screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Someone who is happy can only bring the change, can bring a change in a greater extent, I believe so. So in quest of happiness, I believe to share my views. This is the essential requirement of the one person who really spread the happiness among the society. First of all, happiness is a mindset, and obviously a person who is able to work either standalone, or he is trained to work in the team also, and if he learn to be happy, he has to be associated with some or other way with the other people, maybe have a different culture, maybe diverse people from various countries. So friends are important for to remain, to keep us happy. Happy people are more resilient, they are more cooperative and less self-centered. That is what I have understood. More willing to help and be team players, more forgiving and frustration tolerant people, better self-controlled, because I myself have spent 7 years in a hostel, MS University hostel in Baroda. So environment of a hostel is actually it is teaching you the tolerance, how to deal with the people and how to deal with the situations. So when you start learn to stay with the team, you will learn self control also. Sometimes certain things you have to forget and you have to forgive the people. better performance than the less happy. They are healthier also, and they live longer, because these are the parameters what actually at our institute we usually used to measure uh, among the students who are in the hostel. The students who are residing in the hostel, they found more healthier compared to the students who are residing at the home. Sometime this is what the analysis says. We find that they have low blood pressure, more robust immune system, and tolerant. They tolerate more pain, because they have to live a life with limited resources, and they have to manage all their requirement within the limited resources. But they can able to manage all that because they are within the team, and they are their whole of the time is the with the friends. So that makes a difference. They are more happier compared to the students who are residing at home alone. Happiness is, we believe that it's a choice. It won't just make you happier, it will boost the happiness of the people around you. If you are happy, that means you are not, it doesn't affect to you only as an individual, but wherever and whoever is around you, it will make them happy also. So this is the important component, that is what I feel to be inculcated to bring the change among within the society. Sometimes people try to misjudge that what makes them happy, but actually it doesn't make them happy. It sometimes brings the very adverse impact in the life also. So that is what, how to be happy, and what are the things, what are the habits can make you happy, that one must learn. Here certain inputs I can give you. Only money or only the accomplishment, like a big house, you have everything, but if you are alone, you can never be happy. You need some or other person, or maybe some lovable company, and within the company one can be happy. Even money may or may not be make you happy in certain cases, yet if money can bring the happiness, but not all the time. With money one can satisfy the basic material needs, obviously an essential thing. A way to keep score, one can win the security, maybe medical security, educational security, food security, and other sort of whatever we think. Yes, if we have money. On recognition in a society can have a big name. Foster mastery or the art, and symbolizes status and success. Obviously, big person creates power in relationship, buys the time. Buys the time meaning is to say more number of people he can accommodate for one particular task. But finally, this cycle is endless cycle, I believe so. It's a cycle of desires. Once desires take birth inside the mind, and then I really want this will continue to be scroll in a mind. Once you achieve it, it gives the some sort of happiness, agree with that, but after some period of time it will fades away. Again another desire will be, there will be a rebirth of another desire, and this cycle is a continuous cycle. It will stay continuous till, so finally one has to develop the self control also, otherwise it is a endless desire cycle, is endless cycle. There are these fundamental things one has to take care of. A relationship, and I mean socially we have to be connected, positive emotions, our engagement, meaning and purpose, and accomplishment. accomplishment. One by one, I will elaborate everything, and we will see the reactions, how it can impact to our life. Obviously, people who are one or more close friendship are happier. That is what I have narrated just before a couple of minutes. People who students who are in hostel, they are more happier compared to the students who are residing at home. We need close long-term relationship and ability to confide in others. We need to belong. Friendship boost immunity and lengthen life, reduces the risk of depression, gives you the sense of identity and self-esteem. Sometimes certain things, as we may also have experience in our life, we may not be able to share with the family members, but we are easily able to share with our friends. And the moments what we have celebrated and engaged with our friends are really are the very different moment, which gives a different charms. So that way it boosts our immunity too. In relationship, unlike money, marriage is closely related to happiness. Most of the married people are said they are very happy. Yes, there are some exceptional, and some of the unmarried or divorced separated people are also saying that they are happy, but that percentage is very small compared to the married people. And 10% of happy people are involved in romantic relationship. Finally, some or other way, we have to be connected, we have to be in relationship, maybe a true friend, maybe a true some marriage, or in a romantic relationship, whatever we the way we define and whatever way the relationship is defined. But we as a human being, to stay happy, we need someone. That is what I understand. The positive emotions: joy, pleasure, enthusiasm, intimacy, caring for others, gratitude, appreciation, and optimism. These are the things. If it is not there, we must inculcate it. And obviously, when we decide to stay happy, these things will automatically be generated over the period, and it's a matter of practice. Optimists make sense of bad events. They are better problem solvers. Optimism has profound effects on health. Act the way you want to feel, and fake it till you make it. But pessimists see the things as internal, unchangeable, and persuasive. They feel that their troubles last forever, undermine everything they do, are uncontrollable, which is actually not a fair things to believe. And another thing is, they believe that they do worse at school, even in sports, even in most jobs, then their talent, are we cannot predict their talents also, because we cannot judge them how they will react to the situation. And they have worse physical health and shorter lives, as well as rockier interpersonal relationship. So this is what the merits and demerits to about the attitude. So positive attitude is always helpful. Remove the sources of bad feelings, and those sources of bad feelings are guilt, remorse, shame, anger, envy, boredom, and irritation, unforgiveness. These are the sources worth to remove to have a happiness. The best part is this: to be happy and to spread the happiness is the engagement, a meaningful and fruitful engagement. If you engage yourself in the activity that you love, believe me, you will never get tired of doing that for hours and hours. Whatever activities, it may be sports, maybe playing guitar, maybe playing an instrument, or going for a walk, going for a trekking, whatever activities that we love to do. If you do this engagement, you will be remain more happier. Some people love to sleep for more hours, for hours and hours. They can also be more happy. Yes, here we have to take care of one thing. If you engage yourself for some sports, then it should not always be a engagement for winning purpose or some purpose. It should be for fun. It should be to be closer with the people. It should have a social engagement. It should be for the play should be for the satisfaction purpose. It should be for the fun only. So that is brings more happiness. It will bring it will keep us more lighter in a daily routine. The spiritual people are relatively happier, having a strong social support and opportunities for socializing, community service, and making friends, because they used to follow mindfulness, meditation. They are the people with a hope and transcendent and timeless. So these are the parameters which make them happy. Accomplishment. To be truly happy, you need to discover your unique strengths and virtues and use them for the purpose that is greater than your own personal goals. This is a most important part. Live the life you are supposed to live. Whatever you dream, whatever way you love to live a life, without any stressed situation, live up to the expectation you set for yourself. Do your duty very honestly, so that no one will have a right to raise a finger to you, and that will also that will not disturb your mind, and all these things will help you to grow also. So again, it will enhance your confidence. The signature strengths are wisdom and knowledge, the courage, love and humanity. Justice will automatically come. Temperance, spirituality and transcendence. These are the minimum things that we have to inculcate to remain happy throughout our life. And the happiness takes energy and discipline. These are the some points. Pursue a passion. Whatever we love, we do it. Make time and enjoy now. Don't bother for the moment, good time to come. Master a new technologies. Obviously, we are the people who are dealing with the technology, and technology every now and then are getting changes. So our life is also, we have to be updated with the technology. If we don't learn the newer and recent technology, probably at some point of time we will find some difficulties. So we have to keep ourselves updated, stimulate the mind in a new ways, forget about results, laugh out loud, use good manners, start a gratitude journal, give positive reviews wherever, whatever, certain things we have to forget, and we have to develop the tolerance also. Care for others, strengthen your intimate relationship, increase your circle of friends, become an active member of the community, and play. These are the things what I understood. It will surely make us happy, and continuously it will help us to keep continue to be happy. And from our surroundings, we have to learn certain things. Atmosphere of growth. There are some people in everyone in surrounding will find some people from where we can learn that the atmosphere of growth, how to grow. Social context, sense of purpose, self-esteem, recognition, and fun. And finally, these three things are the things one has to keep in mind, that positive emotions always, our personal engagement with meaningful engagement, and every act what we are doing has some meaning. So this will bring the actual happiness in the life, and happiness will surely change the world. It can really register some change. And with that words, I would like to say, yes, we all can do this thing, and yes, you can. With the international, we can bring the change. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much for this. What I like the way you round off that. Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can be happy. Dr. Kirti Kumar Bhatt, thank you so much for this wonderful, informative, inspiring thoughts you have shared with us today. I know you are a great researcher, and we have seen it from what you've just presented to us today. And I really appreciate the fact that you really explained to us fully how we can be happy, because without happiness, we cannot change the world. Without happiness, we cannot survive. So we need to find a way to be happy. I also like the way you said it, that we need to discover our strength, our skills, and then we can use it as well. Because when you are engaging, when you are being active, then you are happy because you are fulfilling your purpose. So I want to say thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your teachings. And I hope this will not be the last for you, because you are still coming back. I'm glad you are smiling now.
To be very frank with you, madam, we are very engaged with a very other government projects also.
Yes.
We are working with ISRO, the space research, and other government funded DRDO projects. Earlier, couple of months back, I was with the missile program also. So sometimes I may or may not be able to manage the time.
That's
but yes,
fine.
I will like to share sometime, if I can, my views with the such a wonderful.
That's fine, sir. That's fine, Professor. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
Everyone.
That's fine. Your time,
Thank you.
your teaching are very valuable, and it has had value to us. So thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Yyci.
Thank you. Huge gratitude, Dr. Kirti Kumar Bhatt. Yes, absolutely. Happiness is an inside job. And I think it's the small things in life that give us a lot of pleasure. Sometimes we just ignore them. But yes, we need to thank God for all the mercies in life, coming from our family, our relationships, from the things around us, from our extended family, friends, nature. When you start counting them, there are loads and loads of them. And I very much resonated with your gratitude journal, because that's something that I strongly believe in and I strongly recommend as well. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely, it was a re-energizing and a rejuvenating talk. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My privilege. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dr. Yyci, can you give me permission, or can you also, Professor Charles has come back. He still have another 10 minutes to conclude his message. I don't know if he wants to conclude his message now before we call our next speaker. Dr. Yyci, please give us the permission.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I will do that. So, Chaplain Professor Dr. Charles, we see that you're back. Would you like to conclude what you were saying? You were saying that I'm going to conclude, and you had some more points to share with us. Please go ahead.
It's a pleasure once again to come back.
Yes, thank you. We were missing you. Yeah, we were missing you.
Yesterday, I had a very lovely section of the network connectivity, but today I don't know what is wrong with them. It's one of those things. Soon as all this thing will be over, it's just a matter of time. We must bear it. Just like the topic of yesterday, one of them, I think Chama also said it, that this transformation
It's a process.
It's a process. It's all about good, and at the same time, when you are to trust, you need to believe, you need to do things. Be patient. You know, these are countries, Nigeria, all over the world. We need to be patient with what is happening. It's just because of the government you are putting and choose a better leader. We should allow our country, we should allow God to direct us so that we have a better leader.
Amen.
Just in conclusion, second
Yes.
conclusion, I said the quotes of bond between teachers and students. To the world, you may be just teacher, but to your students, you are an hero. Second quote, the most unique bond in the world is between a student and a teacher because they trust each other without even knowing them deeply. Quote 3, the relationship between the student and the teacher is ultimately important. In higher spirituality, we don't study a subject as much as a person. Quote 4, great teachers focus not on compliance, but on connections and relationship. The last quote, the strength of our students in translating our passion for teaching into their passion for learning. May God come to strengthen us. As we do and practice this, we just need God, not just to practice, but to do it. Doing is the case. We cannot do it on our own, but only God. That is why we must believe in God. We must trust in Him. When you trust in God, you also believe in your fellow woman. Peace will come to the world. Peace. And believe in your fellow neighbor. If you don't see God, and you say you believe in God, why your neighbor you see, you don't believe. We should believe in ourselves. We should trust, irrespective of whatever thing is going on. We should trust ourselves. When we trust ourselves, we will have that confidence. We'll be able to speak. We'll be able to do things, and everybody will be happy. Not like the last speaker. We should be happy. Yes, happiness is in quotes. Happiness is contagious. Happiness is you to pick happiness. Not happiness will not pick you. Happiness is just there relaxing. We need to take it, accept it. If anybody want to discourage us, let us be encouraged. Nothing like this country, Nigeria, like what is happening now. We must be encouraged and trust in God. When we do that, there will be a lot of transformation. May God come to help us. May
Amen.
God come to give us the grace to do what He has asked us to do, so that we'll be able to have that transformation, total transformation, not a fake transformation, total one. Thank you very much, my sister. May God come to strengthen us in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Professor Charles. Always there for us, always supporting us, our great mentor, Papa of the Year, the African Queen of Education, the leader, great leader in International Intensive University. Thank you so much. And my greetings to Professor Dr. Perseus Pandit when you get to your office. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. All right, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So Brother Charles, Chaplain, Professor, Dr. General Charles, wonderfully explained the rapport between student and the teacher. And yes, if we make learning fun, the kids will definitely want to learn more, and they would want to be with us in the classrooms, be it offline, be it online. I think we need to incorporate a lot of present 21st century skills now in our classrooms. And you mentioned storytelling, you mentioned making it fun. I think these are two very key factors, and we need to treat them as our students. And we are more like their facilitators now, because we are learning a lot from our students as well. So thank you so much. It was very wonderfully explained. as always, in your fantastic style. Thank you once again, big thank you. So with the Queen's permission, I would like to invite our next master trainer for today's masterclass. May I, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have with us our next master trainer, Ambassador Alexander Obeng Botang. He is a man full of love for God and mankind. He is the president and founder of Turning Lives Ministry and lead and enter Academy from Ghana. He also operates Smart Health Plus Limited as the CEO and the founder. He is a gospel minister, a preacher, an evangelist, and a songwriter with several albums and singles with the media name AOB. Ambassador Alexander loves to teach and train young people in leadership, entrepreneurship, and diplomacy in the fear of the Lord. Currently, he is an administrator at Sunyani Technical University in Ghana. So he will be talking to us on the topic, understanding confidence and pride in leadership. Well, a big welcome to you, Ambassador Alexander. The stage, virtual stage, is yours. And I can see you all set with your mic and your equipment as if you're going to be singing a song for us. Well, are you going to be singing a song to us? Let's try to have a little fun in this virtual classroom. You are muted. Love to hear your voice, please. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Alka. Yeah, I'm blessed to be on this platform. I want to say a very big thank you to Yes, You Can, and then our leader, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas. I'm so blessed to be part of this journey. There are several ambassadors on the platform who are also my mentors. I can't mention their names, but I want to say greeting to all of them. To meet you all. There's a little echo. All right, am I okay? This morning in Ghana. I send greetings to you from Ghana and then everybody. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you so much. Please, can you enable my sharing? All right, thank you. Am I visible with the sharing, please?
Yes, you're visible and you're audible as well.
Thank you so much. Confidence and pride in leadership. Many a times we do confuse ourselves with confidence and then pride. Many people who are confident sometimes think that they are proud, and some that are also proud think that they are confident. So our presentation today will quickly look at the two of them and see how we can put ourselves in place. Firstly, I want us to have a definition for confidence, and then we'll move on to pride. Some of these definitions, I've just crafted them myself. So with confidence, I explain or define confidence as the positive energy and trust you have in someone or something that it can really perform as expected. So when someone is confident, the person has a particular amount of energy, and this energy is so positive that the person believes that he can actually perform as an expected result, or can have a confidence in something that he believes that it can bring the expected results. So when we say confidence, this is actually what we briefly mean. Confidence is as important to a leader as oxygen to breathing. So I always say that a leader without confidence is a dead leader because he's not breathing. A leader with confidence or a leader without confidence is lacking influence. Yeah, so confidence is actually the lifeline for every leader. And as a follower myself, I want to follow a leader who is confident in decision making, in action, and then in delivery. So confidence is needed to set high standards, to set goals, to set vision as a leader. Because sometimes the standards that we set are so high, we need to meet some kind of class of people. And if you don't have that amount of confidence and energy, that positive energy in you, it becomes difficult to even move in your own vision and then in your own goals. Confidence is needed to face and overcome your fears. I think that we can also say that somebody with confidence is a bold person. Yeah, because without boldness, you wouldn't be able to master confidence. I am saying here that one of the ways to overcome our fears in pursuing our goals, our vision, and our high standards is to have confidence in ourselves. Confidence is considerate and handles conflicts appropriately. When you are confident, you are not afraid of anybody who might be better than you. In fact, when you are confident, you really motivate those who are around you. When you are confident, you are not insecure about the success of others. And so you are considerate in handling conflicts. You don't put blames on people. When you're confident, you take blames and then you move to direct the blames such that it becomes a good output. Confidence is another level of wisdom which provides energy to accept others. Confidence is an energy, and it's a positive energy, and it helps you to accept others the way they are. You see, you need confidence to allow people to operate the way God has created them to be. If you don't have confidence in yourself, you are threatened by your own followers, you are threatened by other leaders, you are threatened by the power of others. But if you are confident in what you are operating in your visions, in your goals, and then in your standards, you are not moved, you're not pertained in what others are doing because you are focused. Confidence creates a peaceful and positive work environment. If you are confident, we have peace around because each and every one moves to do what he's doing with that positive energy, and there is support from all of us. So the teamwork is very solid. Confident accepts failure as part of success. Please let me work on the slide wall. It looks like you're not seeing all that I'm seeing. Okay, sorry for that. So confident accepts failure as part of the process to success. When you are confident, you're not afraid when you are failing. When you are confident, you are not afraid when things are not moving on well, because you know that failure is part of success. So in my training, I always tell my people that failure is not the opposite of success. Rather, failure is a stepping stone that gets you closer to success. And you need to be confident to accept this. If you're not confident enough, failure will break you down. If you're not confident enough, failure will disturb you. And if you're not confident enough, failure will destroy your vision. Failure will make you think that you are alive. So confidence help you accept failure, and confidence will help you to build on your failures and then move into the success in the future. Confident leaders involve people and encourage others to do more. So as I said earlier on, you are not insecure in your decision making. You're not insecure when people around you seem to be better than you, because you have identified the talents of others and you want to form a teamwork. You understand that everyone is unique and you are also unique. So you don't compare yourself to other leaders or your followers so that you become intimidated, but you involve people, you encourage others to do more. Now, I want us to shift our focus to pride. The Bible says that pride leads before a fall. So I always define pride as an evil energy. I always define pride as something that breaks the front of every organization and something that breaks the front of every good leader. Pride is a consciousness of one's own dignity and a state of being self-centered in every decision you make, in every action that you do. So when someone concentrates on himself so much, it is the root of all pride. If you really want to identify whom a proud person is, then you are seeing somebody who is a very selfish person, someone who thinks he knows it all, he cannot be corrected, he cannot be mingled with others who are lesser than his class, somebody who thinks that he is more human than others because of consciousness of one's own dignity and instead of being self-centered. Pride is the highest level of evil in every aspect of leadership. So wherever you see pride working, you see people suffering. Wherever you see pride working, you see the highest level of evil working very dangerously. And it is pulling the organization back. It is pulling the economy back. I know many people or many leaders who are very proud are not able to think the way they are supposed to think. And they think that whatever they say is final and nobody can say any other thing when they speak. Pride is never grateful. So comparing pride and then confidence, you realize that when someone is confident, the person is very grateful in the little that he receives from others. The person is very grateful and he applauds others. When people are doing well, he supports them, he applauds them, he encourages them. But a proud person wouldn't see anything good in others because he always thinks that he's better than others. So this is where the differences comes. Somebody who is confident accept others, accept the weaknesses of others, I wouldn't blame others so much. But someone who is very proud does not take the blame. He does not applaud others, and he's not grateful when people are helping. A proud person is insecure and thinks that he's better than all the people around him. A proud person does not encourage teamwork. A proud person thinks that he can do it all. So you might not be. Let's not confuse pride with confidence. Somebody who is confident want to create a team to achieve a task, want to involve others to achieve a task. But a proud person wants to be seen as a singular person who is doing it all without the help of anyone. Even if others are helping, he shows or brings out as if he's the only person working it all. So pride does not bring growth in organizations because we don't acknowledge the work of others because of pride. Pride is not wisdom. The Bible says that for the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. So if somebody is proud, and I've already defined pride as a high level of evil, then the person is not wise. So if I am a proud person, it means I'm a very foolish person. If I am not humble, I am very proud, and it makes me foolish. The Bible says that God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. So God, by nature, as big as He is a very humble God. How much more mere man? So pride is always seeking an opportunity to improve self-awareness and recognition. If you work in an organization and then your aim is to let people see you, people know you for the good works you do, everything that is good is coming from you, you don't appreciate others, then pride is leading you. You are seeking for opportunity to let yourself be known rather than impacting on others. Pride does not serve and cannot follow others. How serviceable are you? How can you follow others? I always say a good leader is a good follower. If you can't follow, you are not qualified to lead. If you cannot serve, you're not qualified to lead. The Bible says that let the big among you, or the one who says that he's the highest among you, serve. That was why Jesus washed the feet of the disciples, to portray to them that the biggest among you must serve, and that is humility. So humility is the next level when it comes to being great. A greater person is a humble person, and a very small person is a very proud person. Pride does not listen to instructions and is always the boss. He's very bossy. Pride does not want to be controlled. It does not want to conform into anything that is instructed, anything that is written, because he feels that he knows it all and everything must come from him. A proud leader is a disaster in waiting, because the Bible says that proud leads before a fall. So if you find a very proud leader, then I can promise you that you have found somebody who is going to fall. A proud leader does not appreciate corrections. You can't correct a proud leader. If you correct him, he sees it as an attack. But I think that if you're very humble, no matter how the correction comes, you see the meaning, you see the reasons, and you see the will to appreciate the corrections. I want us to look at the balance, confidence and pride. Number one, strong sense of self, but do not take all the credit. So that is a confident person. A confident person has a very strong strong sense of self. He believes in himself, but he does not take credit of all. He's ready to accept mistakes and then correct them. He's ready to accept corrections and improve upon his mistakes. Number two, showing delight in others and pushing them to do more. A confident person will naturally and genuinely show delight in others and push them to do more. But a proud person wouldn't do that. So more about me, you realize that a very confident person always use the language we, my team and I. And a very proud person who always use the language, I, me, I did it. I was the one. And he fails to recognize teamwork, a passion to impact, and not an opportunity to be recognized. A confident person has the passion to impact others and not an opportunity to be recognized. A strong feeling to be available for menial jobs. When we say menial jobs, the dirty jobs, the jobs that we think that they are for laborers. When we see people who are very flexible in doing menial jobs, you have seen a very humble person. The person will sweep, the person will do the dishes, the person will want to clean chairs, the person wouldn't want to take the first seat when he enters the room, takes the back seat until he's invited to take the front seat. You see, you do menial jobs. You dress the bed, you lay the bed, and then you want others to feel comfortable at the expense of your own comfort. So it is service above self, and not to be seen only on the bigger platforms. A very proud person wouldn't want to be an engine. I always say that when you see a car moving, it could be a very beautiful car, very nice car, but you don't see the engine. You only see the body, and then you are happy. You see the body, and then you want to say a very good thing, very nice thing about the body, appreciating the body, forgetting that there is an engine in the car that is moving the car. The engine is a confident leader, and then the body is a proud leader. He's very proud of his body, forgetting that there are others who are doing the dirty job and they need to be recognized. Listening more to others and not being the speaker always. A very confident person opens the ears to listen. I always say that God gives us 2 years to listen and 1 month to talk because he wants us to listen more than to talk. So in Proverbs, the Bible says that a foolish person talks too much and listens small. So a proud person is not ready to listen, but he is always ready to talk, always ready to bring out suggestions, but wouldn't take the suggestions of others. Learning from others and believing in their capabilities, their giftings, and then their talents. If you are a very confident leader, you want to learn from others. You are open for all kinds of discussion. You are open to know that others know more than you do. The Bible says that we should not present ourselves as if we are better than all people, but rather to see ourselves that we want to learn more from others as well. So if you're a very confident person, one of your capabilities is to accept the giftings and the talents of others. If you find yourself being intimidated by the talents, the capabilities, the giftings of others, then you are a proud person. You are a fault finder. You always want to find faults when others are on the front. When you are at the back or when you are the follower, you always want to find faults with your leaders. You always want to find faults with people who are showing the way. I'm not saying that you cannot contribute, but the way you go about it shows how proud or humble you are. A confident leader can also be a proud leader. So in all that I'm saying, I'm also saying that a very confident leader can also exhibit the attributes of a proud leader, because pride is an evil energy that seeks self. The difference is service above self. So in conclusion, the difference between a confident leader and a very proud person is service above self. I want my team to be seen more than I want to be known, more than I want to be seen. I want people to see that we are doing it together, and I am just privileged to lead the team. Everybody is as good as I am, but of course, one person must lead. So I am privileged to serve as a leader. The foundation is the fear of God. And then the apex is the passion to see others better than ourselves. So I've spoken about the difference, I've spoken about the foundation, and I've spoken about the apex. The Thank you so much. I'm done.
Thank you so much. We really gain a lot from your
Hello, good morning, everyone.
good morning, sir. Yes, we really
How
gain
are
a
you?
lot. We really gain a lot from your thought today. And we really appreciate your time. We appreciate all the energy to prepare this great, informative, and inspiring thought and presentation. So I want to say thank you so much. For me personally, I learned a lot because you've shown us the differences between being proud and also have confidence. You've made us to realize that as a leader, we need to be humble if we want to work with people. And you also make us to realize that as a leader, we are called to serve. You also let us understand that being a leader is to serve, is to humble ourselves, to learn from others. You also challenge us to say that instead of saying I did, or I'm doing, or we need to turn it to we, because we are working as a team and we can do it again. We can stand together. We can work together. And that is why we are all on this platform leaders and ambassadors. And we are here to learn together. I can decide that I call all my mentors privately for them to be teaching me. But because I want us to learn together, grow together, glow together, stand together, and make a difference in this world together. And that is why this mindset and transformation masterclass is being set so that we all can come together. Respect is very important. You also mentioned something like that, because if you are humble, then it's easy for you to respect others. You respect yourself and then you respect others. So with this, I want to say thank you so much. Being humbled is very, very important in the lives of all the leaders. If you don't humble yourself, then you are fooling yourself or you are just making show of yourself. But when you humble, you bring people together. They learn from you and you also learn from them. If you have pride, you cannot learn. If you have pride, you cannot really bring people together and you cannot serve properly. So this is very important. And guess what? Ambassador Alexander Bhatt, this will not be your last one, because you are still coming back to continue with your topic.
Yes.
So we appreciate you and we say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your presentation, well presented. Thank you also for all the gadgets you are using over there. And thank you for a
Thank you
nice
so
voice of singing a good song to us. You really brighten our day. We say thank you. Right.
Thank you, too.
Let's
Thank you.
move on to our, well, I won't say last speaker because I'm going to surprise 2 or 3 people there, but our last keynote speaker of this master class, which we started yesterday and we are concluding it today. The name of Ambassador Aliu Rosset. But before then, let me share my screen to introduce her. Okay, so let me share my screen first to introduce her. Right, so we are inviting Ambassador Mrs. Rosette Alius to this occasion, and I will quickly read her profile. She holds a bachelor degree in strategic communication from Africa University of College. I need to put it this down so I can say of college communication. She recently embarked on Masters in Science for Diplomacy and International Relations with Elizabeth University, Paul University, I think that will be another language or something, to support her vision for Africa as business and investment facilitator between the continent and the rest of the world. Ms. Rosette Aliu is an African of Nigerian descent. She hails from Ivogwe Estako East in Edo State of Nigeria. Her journey to Accra, Ghana in the 1990s opened her up to the world of journalism and the media sector in general. Her aim was to promote development in the continent. Therefore, she embarked on making a difference through organizing awards ceremony, which she has in several ways awarded me, and she has done a great event in Africa. Last year was in Uganda, and this year again is going to be in Angola. So she's a very busy woman. She began modestly with 5th edition business directory and contributed to the growth of the publication. This was followed with stints in various media houses, including the renowned High Street Journal newspaper, Corporate Guardian International Magazine Ghana, Business Week newspaper Ghana, Enquirer newspaper in Ghana, before she founded the company New Edrak Company Limited in 2005, a printing, publishing, and marketing and media consultancy company. The publisher of the renowned West African Regional Magazine and organizers of TWAM Business and Leadership Awards and TWAM Achiever Awards annually, which we're looking for the next one to come up very soon. I'm sure she will announce that to us. Ms. Rosette Aliu, our ambassador, contributed to the connecting African businesses to interest within the sub-region. You can see that our woman is really an African queen. Continent and other parts of the world through various programs organized to make the continent more attractive to both local and international investors. The Local Achievers Award has been held since 2012 in Ghana, Ivory Coast, Benin Republic, Nigeria, Liberia. I think many of us should really connect with this great ambassador. TWAM Business and Leadership Award has seen 2014 been held in Belgium, South Africa, Dubai, and China. The aim was to showcase the continent as an investment haven with vast minerals resources and massive potentials for investors in various sectors. The African Regional Journal was introduced to promote development in the continent through promoting made in Africa products and connecting African businesses. The journal birthed Thai Forum and Trade Fair in 2019, and the African Regional Award to serve this purpose. We are still talking about our Excellency Ambassador Roses Aliu. Let me also add this to our wonderful women. I want to first of all say thank you to Ambassador Agnes Fortune Kano for connecting me with this great woman. I mean, she is doing great. And I really humbled myself and I respect her. She's so consistent in whatever she's doing. And she's promoting the richest products, natural products of Nigeria, of Africa. She's a proud African. So let's welcome our African queen, Ambassador Aliu Roses. All yours. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas Afolabi. You have done me so much honor with this introduction. It is great. And it is people like you that we are following in the footstep that has helped us to achieve what we've achieved so far. So I thank you so much for this wonderful platform. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to also join these wonderful, innovative intellectuals in our midst today. So good day, Your Excellencies and Honorable Ambassadors. As you know, I'm Rosette Aliu, and she said everything else. With the African Regional Journal, we equally do a listing of 100 inspiring individuals in Africa since 2020, as the aim is to inspire people after the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you so much, Madam. The topic for today is entrepreneurial mindset.
I hope you can see it.
Yes, I hope you hear me too.
Oh, yes, we can.
Okay, so the topic for today is how to develop entrepreneurial mindset. I relate very well to this topic because my personal journey through the media, through the feed of the media, to promoting investment in the continent, I never foresaw but believed it was interconnected and grew over time with the entrepreneurial mindset, which is the mode of thinking which helped me to personally achieve those sets of goals each step along the way. Now, what is an entrepreneurial mindset? It is the mode of thinking that helps you to achieve those set goals. Successful entrepreneurs embrace challenges, mistakes, and failure as opportunities to develop new skills sets to help them succeed in the future. This is something over the years I've grown to realize, and sometimes people just look at you and think you're strange, you just failed. Why are you celebrating? Because I have learned, okay? So when I began my business in 2005, I was in another country, Ghana, and I've worked with other companies over the years. One thing I was most certain of was the way and manner I handled each job. I handled my employer's job as if it were my own. Same way I adopted in my business. You know, many young entrepreneurs coming up, when they work with other people, they see it as their boss's job or government job. as we refer to it in Africa. But when you start very early with a certain mindset of doing everything you're doing
I'm begging. I know.
at the best of your ability, therefore, it goes with you with every stages in your life. Why being employed or working with somebody else, okay? And it also goes with the partnership and projects that come along the way as time goes on. Okay, so the right mindset is what you need to hitting sales objectives or producing sustainable business models. Successful entrepreneurs embrace mistakes, like I said, and failure as opportunity to develop new skills sets to help them succeed in the future. It is only human to have doubts at certainties, uncertainties with tasks and important things that we need to do, that we need to learn how to manage those doubts to achieve set goals. So here are 4 characteristics of how you can achieve that aim. The part of every entrepreneur is different, but all successful entrepreneurs share a specific skill set that allows them to solve problems, overcome obstacles, and strive in their respectable fields. Some of these skills include 1, ability to confront self-doubts. This will help the entrepreneur to manage self-doubts and overcome obstacles to achieve the end result. You cannot let doubts come in your way of successful business venture. Therefore, it is important to deal with it by encouraging yourself and believing in what you're doing. This way, you're able to counter any self-doubt that comes in your way. Number 2, accountability. Taking responsibility of outcome and action of your business. You know, when big things go wrong, and trust me, they will, you have to avoid making excuses and instead take action to resolving the issue. For an example, last year I was in Rwanda. I had a big event. Everything was powerful, everything went well. But I made some miscalculations on my part, which at the end of the day, I had to sit down and think about it and see where I went wrong and see how I can avoid such things in future. Sometimes when dealing with clients, we need to meet them halfway. But there are certain times that we need to understand as entrepreneurs that we cannot cut certain parts. We have to go all out and let them know this is what it takes. If we do this, we put ourselves in a very uncomfortable situation. So these I've learned, and embarking on the next events, because doing this over the years, I've been doing events since 2012. You feel you know it all, but you don't. You know, anybody, even billionaires like Bill Gates, can fall short, and then they have to regroup and then program themselves for the next stage. So I sat down, thought about it, and planned on the way I would handle this situation next time. So it is very important to take accountability for your mistakes and look for the best way forward. Number 3, resilience. Mistakes are inevitable, like I said, when attempting to launch new ventures. Even billionaires or to the low-level employers make mistakes. That is why resilience is one of the most important life skills for an entrepreneur. Your ability to bounce back from failure with help from your business will help your business stay afloat and inspire you and inspire your team to follow your leadership. I don't think if you give up on every little mistake, you know, you inspire anybody. So whenever you fall down, get ready and take yourself up. like you can, of course. Yes, you can. Pick yourself up and think through whatever phase you find yourself and look for solutions. Instead of worrying, always focus on solutions. Number 4, willingness to experiment. As an entrepreneur, expect to make many tough decisions. Entrepreneurs are always willing to experiment when it comes to a new venture, a new product or business. I can tell you, I didn't stop at the magazines or events. I equally thought about connecting the continent through a business directory. And along the way, I had a team typing a whole bunch of contact details of various companies that we never use today because those information, they become outdated. But right now, the idea of connecting African businesses came from the directory. And we are doing so with a new product, which is the Made in Africa Mall, where we exhibit Made in Africa products. And now we are doing a listing of companies in Africa, therefore meeting up with our purpose of promoting Made in Africa products and connecting African businesses. So if I didn't experiment in the beginning, nor worked with a business directory company, which is Fifth Edition, she mentioned, I will not end up in the position that I'm in today to do an advanced idea for connecting businesses and listing companies. So it's good for us to experiment and testing out different products and pricing, soliciting feedback from a core team of trusted advisors, and they are willing, to advise us on our ideas. Because over the years, I've had people tell me, no, you could have done this better. You could have done it this way. Taking every advice that comes your way, and that will also help you develop a certain mindset towards ideas that come your way, what to take and what to drop. Okay, so how do we develop an entrepreneurial mindset? Here are 5 ways in which we can achieve that. Number 1, set clear goals. This means shouting it loud to the world. Write it down. Share with friends and family who will hold you accountable. Can encourage the entrepreneur to stay committed to the goal. Through daily brainstorming and research, goals can be actualized. This magazine did not start overnight. I saw various publications. I heard what was being said on CNN about Africa as a continent. When they talk about Africa, they go into the markets. They don't talk about the developmental aspect of Africa. I looked for a niche. I looked for a space and looked at how to fill that void in terms of projecting the continent to being an investment haven. So as an entrepreneur, you have to set a goal, follow up with it, do your research, speak to people that you trust. I speak to Dr. Lucas all the time because I want to pick her brain and see how she can advise me on how to tackle certain issues, certain challenges, certain plans that I have. So you cannot know it all by yourself. It is important to speak to people that you respect in their sector and they've achieved as well, to learn from them. You are not an island. You need to see how you can develop yourself from the experience of others. We have Dangote, we have Bill Gates, we have all these prominent people that have achieved. They have amazing stories that they can share with us as well. Number 2, practice being decisive. The worst thing you can be is indecisive. Entrepreneurs must be decisive with decisions. It's important to develop the ability to analyze situations, absorb the relevant data, and make a confident decision. Small business and startups can be ruined by indecision, which is why making decisions with confidence is one of the most important and vital entrepreneurial skill. Entrepreneurs are advised to practice making small decisions with confidence, as well as this will pay off in the long run. Like I said, in terms of making bigger challenges in business, I started making decisions very early. I started my event 2012. That way I learned how I want to grow. I didn't want to grow too fast so that I kick a stone along the way. I did it gradually. I made some mistakes. I corrected them and implemented that in the next event that I did. So number 3, redefine failure. Failure typically has a negative meaning, but the best entrepreneurs turn failure into something positive. I remember when I went through what I went through with Rwanda, flying back from Rwanda to Ghana, all I was thinking about was the next edition, the next event I was doing, and some of the things that I would correct, some of the things that I would not attempt. Like during the last event, I went for exhibition stands. At that time, I did not have that capacity. And we also had a challenge of bringing made in Africa product into another country, not doing prior research and going with what the airline told me cost me a lot. The airline told me products that are registered by the Food and Drugs Board in Ghana are qualified to go into any country, which is not the case. When we got to Rwanda, we realized that some products have to be declared and have to go through the Food and Drugs Board in Rwanda before they are allowed into the country, even for exhibition, even though they are not for sale. These are things that I had to do ahead of time. I took the failure of that up my sleeves, and when I'm planning this edition for Angola, I told them, look, this is the procedure. If you can't do it, then come with a flyer and come with a handful of products, which you can share and people can test during the exhibition so that you avoid any kind of harassment. You are only arriving there on the 25th and leaving on the 29th. It gives you only 4 days. Some countries require you to take a week or 2 before they can admit products into their country. So as an entrepreneur, you have to embrace your mistakes, learn from it, and move forward. And as usual, I should have made prior research into the procedure of bringing goods into a country rather than taking the word of one person. So that is something I learned from my mistake. Number 4, face your fears. Trust me, if something doesn't scare you, then it's not worth fighting for. It has to scare you because then it means it's serious. It's not a joke. Many entrepreneurs fear public speaking, and I'm one of those people. But over the years, I've learned to embrace my fear by coming on meetings such as this one, coming out and trying my mind, educating my mind, doing research to understand certain topics. Then I become more confident in speaking about it because I'm abreast with the topic and I equally relate to them on a personal level as well. So fear is not an option. And the only way to overcome fear is to expose yourself to it, like I'm doing now. Take public speaking classes to get comfortable with speaking in public. Take debate classes to increase your critical thinking ability. This will force you to analyze 2 ways to look at issues and help you anticipate objection potential customers may have to buying your products. So you need to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there, face your fear, and then strive forward. Lastly, but not the least, you need to remain curious because I still am, but I know what I can take on and what I cannot take on. So curiosity is one of the most important traits for entrepreneurs, to constantly learn and to maintain your competitive edge. You must always seek out new people and never a new experience. Okay? Never lose the curiosity to see around the corners. You need to be updated in your sector. You need to be updated in your interests. You need to know what is going on. That way, whenever you are in a scene where that discussion crops up, you know what to say. So to develop that mindset, you need to be updated on every aspect of your interests. In conclusion, my advice to upcoming entrepreneurs is to have faith in whatever they decide to do and be persistent and hardworking to achieve that goal. So yes, you can, truly. Yes, you can, period. Believe in yourself. Thank you so much for having me. It is an honor having to lecture on this topic. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. I don't know about you, everyone, but I have learned a lot from this, our changing our mindset in the entrepreneurship. Very, very important that we keep renewing our mindset. And I can see the reason why I have to call and I have to invite Ambassador Ali Rosset, because you can believe with me, she's full of, she walks the walk, they talk, and she has an experience full of wisdom and knowledge. And I believe that we've learned a lot because we are all leaders. And I know one way or the other, some of us are entrepreneurs as well. We are creating and we are developing. So thank you so much. I like the way you have presented everything. I like your slides. I like your style. I like your experiences as well. Because people like you need to come out and tell people that to have a business or to be an entrepreneur is one thing. To go through tough time is another thing. One of our speakers said yesterday that in one hand, left hand, you have to be patient, and the other hand, you have to face the challenges. So, because patience and challenges works together, and that you can be successful. So you have really shared with us your own experience. I also like the fact that you said that we have to embrace the failure and redesign it. And we look into that failure as a challenge for us to face and to deal with it. And our failures, once we look at it, assess it, and take actions, maybe you have to reposition yourself. Maybe you need to learn from others. Maybe you need to learn from your mistakes. You will see that when you continue, you are getting better and better every day. So I want to say a big thank you for your sharing. And guess what? Like I've said to all our leaders and our teachers, our mentors, you are still coming back. This is just comma to what you've said today, because I know you still have a lot to come and share with us on this masterclass platform. Let me also add just a little bit to what she said by sharing with you quickly 5 Ds of success. You can call it winning ways to success. You can call it and success in being an entrepreneur. You can even apply it into leadership as well. So I'll just quickly run that, and then I will do the announcement, and then I will surprise some people to share with us today before closing. I'm checking my time as well. So I will just quickly share with you the 5 Ds. I love to call it 5 Ds, winning ways to success. The first one is dare to dream. Our sister dared to dream. All our leaders here are dreaming, but dare to dream big. Let me tell you something. If your dreams doesn't scare you, you need to dream again, because you have to dream big and knowing that yes, you can achieve that dream. You just have to believe in yourself, because greatness is in you and you can do it. You can achieve it and you can become. The next one is decision making. You have to make decision. I'm glad that my sister also said it. You have to make serious decision in your life. And when you are making your decision, you have a critical thinking. You also assess the pros and cons, the SWOT analysis before you make your final decision. So you have to make decision. I always say this as well. No decision is a wrong decision. Every decision you make is right. What makes it different is your responsibility to take that. I mean, you have to be responsible for your decision you make. The next one is determination. When you're running a business, or you are trying to become a leader, or you want to achieve something, you have to be persistent. You have to be determined that you will make it. You will accept it. You will not give up. You will not lose hope, and you will not quit. So you have to be determined. Why? Because just like my ambassador have shared with us our own experience, we will all go through it. There will be challenges. There will be problems. There will be adversity. There will be situation beyond our control. And there will be distractions. Guess what? And there will be discouragement, maybe from you, from others. And there will be self-doubt, because sometimes when you are in the midst of your crossroad, you might be saying, am I doing the right thing? Or is it the right thing to do? Yes, it's good to assess and then reposition yourself, but never give up. And then the next one, the final one, is diligent. You need to be diligent in whatever you are doing. Either you want to become, you want to achieve, or you want to succeed. You need to be diligent. You need to be consistent. Like me, I like consistent. I like to be continue doing it, because while you are doing it, you are getting better every day. While you are doing it, you are learning new things every day. Take, for instance, my own personal, I learn a lot. Look at me using PowerPoint. Wow. I'm using the Zoom, integrating all this technology. I sometimes I have to sleep very late for me to get it right, and then knowing that we are not perfect. No one is perfect, but we are getting better every day when you are persistent, when you are consistent, and when you are diligent in what you are doing. So let me not say too much. It's just 5 Ds that I want to add to what Ambassador Aliu have said before. So I guess we've all learned a lot from our great speakers today. But please permit me to share some of our announcements. Let me see if I can get it before I now surprise some. Okay. So we want to, first of all, give God the glory for this wonderful masterclass of April. And the next one will be on the 30th of, the next one will be on the 7th and the 8th of May, 10 o'clock at the same time, UK time. We will all be here, I hope, and we can invite other people to come and learn as I'm learning, because I don't want to learn alone. That is why this masterclass is being set up, so that we can sit together and learn together. But before then, there will be an event, a bigger event called Yes You Can International Transformational Leadership Conference that will take place on the 30th of April, 12 noon UK time. We have all our great leaders joining us for that, sharing their wisdoms and their thoughts. It might not be as a full teaching like this, but everyone is welcome to come and share their thoughts on love. What do you mean by love? What is love related to being a leader? And we want to share more on unity. We want to share more on peace and unity, transformation, forgiveness. So you are invited to come and share your thoughts with us. You are unique and you have the word, and the word is waiting for you. So we are all waiting. So you are all invited on the 30th of April, 2022, 12 noon. Apart from that, we also have the Y.Y.C.I Authorship Masterclass that we will announce that very soon. Public Speaking Masterclass, Relationship Masterclass, and plus there is Mentorship Online Program section, one-to-one with Dr. Elizabeth Lucas. I believe some of our leaders here are enjoying that mentorship already. But this time we are trying to bring more people together so that we can mentor them and then support in whatever things they are doing. We also have our magazine. The first and the second has been available. If you are interested, you can email me on elizabeth.lucas@yme.com. But the next one is coming up soon, and that is the section, the edition, the third edition. So I will advise the person that is trying to destroy my slide to stop, because that is not the way to learn. Because someone is trying to destroy my slide there. Okay, so an opportunity comes that if you have anything you want to advertise, your organization, your events, just because you are part of us and you are also a member of Y.Y.C.I, you are free to advertise on this magazine free of charge. And you can also submit your articles so that we can promote you and also support you. We also have Y.Y.C.I TV for inspirational nuggets of wisdom by Dr. Elizabeth Lucas. And we also share all our events on that TV. So feel free to subscribe for that TV. So let me show you this.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of Y.Y.C.I International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to Y.Y.C.I TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We're in the world of creativity.
And these are the books that I was talking about. These are some of my books, and some of them, the one I've written myself and published, and then some of them also I co-author of other books. And so they are all available on amazon.com or elizabethcreation.co.uk or Yes You Can International, Yes You Can by elizabeth.com, payim.com, and yesyoucaninternational.com. Or you can email me to request for your ebook. This is also the one I was talking about the authorship masterclass, when you are ready and you want to learn from us or you want to do your other things, please email us. This is the one I'm also talking about the one-to-one online mentorship. And even if you want to rebuild your business or you want to start a business, there's a way. Myself and our African entrepreneur ambassador, we all work together so that we can help you with your business growth. This is the magazine as well that I was referring to. So this is the first and the second edition. And then we have all that. So we also collaborated as Y.Y.C.I. Our ethos is to transform lives, to inspire us, mentor us, and also to empower us. So Yyci International collaborated with other organizations like Liberate the Women Initiative in order for us to support the women in the rural area. We also collaborated with Y.Y.C.I International. This is done by, first of all, the first one, you can see the picture of our ambassador in Africa, Dr. Princess Topechukwu. So she is in charge of the Liberate the Women Initiative. So if you want to contact her, feel free. We also have this one, Y.Y.C.I. This is starting from Ghana, which I am happens to be one of their ambassadors. So we work together, and the good news is we are expanding from Ghana to Liberia, from Liberia to Sierra Leone. So please contact our ambassador Agnes for more information. So you can contact me as well, because I am really involved in all these activities. We also have connections with Time India TV. So they have their services if you are interested, like professional live streaming, documental design, business promotion program, brochure, and flyers. So if you are interested in that, you can contact us to promote your event or your organization. So I am one of their UK director, and feel free to ask me more questions about this organization. One of the things also we do for our youth is to empower them and to encourage them to be who they want to become and also to fulfill their purpose. So my personal secretary, Dr. Nuruddin, he's a poet. He wrote a lot of poems, and he has also been awarded in different places regarding that. So you can contact him if you have any way you want to support him. We also have our wonderful ambassador, Miriam is a great designer. So if you want to design your flyers for your information, for your event, you can also contact her. So I have the, well, our moderator has been excused because she has also her own program very soon around 1:30. If you can join us. So she have to be excused so that she can go and prepare. I will be there as well. So our great moderator, Ambassador Dr. Yyci Mahaja is the founder of Chipako International. And there's a great event coming up very soon around 1 o'clock or 1:30. So feel free to join us or contact me if you want to join us on that program. So let us do some gaming here. Are you here? So just share with us quickly 1 minute. Dr. Chris Stitcher. Okay, are you here? Right. Let me move on to call on. Okay.
Yes, hello.
Yes, please share with us, please, in 2 minutes.
Okay, so first and foremost, good evening from the Philippines. And sorry if I won't be able to open my camera due to internet connection problem.
That's all
But
right.
anyway, yes. Of course, in everything that we do, we must first know that we must have a positive mind that that is open to any changes. Of course, a change of mindset is very important in everything that we do, because if we do not have an open mind, then we can never do uh, things that are far from what we are usually doing. So a habit is different from getting into different challenges in lives, because we know that life is not easy. But then if we try to look at the different first perspective or on the different side, we'll be able to know that it's easy or it's okay to commit mistake, but then those mistakes will should not be repeated, but instead we should get the lessons from the mistakes that we have. So uh, sharing love, sharing peace, and then of course having peace of mind and a change positive mindset will definitely make us a better person and will make a difference in our lives, because no one became successful uh, no one became successful ahead of time or readily, but all of us have to commit or pass through different challenges in lives in order to us to become more confident, strong enough, brave enough, and willingly to change everything that we are having in the future. So again,
Thank you.
I would like to say thank you to all the honorable speakers that we have. Definitely, your words of wisdom and bits of wisdoms will be definitely be part of our lives. So thank you and good day to all of us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Is Ambassador Agnes still here with us? Ambassador Agnes? No. Okay, let me call on Professor Dr. Mohammed Azan from Bangladesh. Can you share your thoughts with us, please, if you are still here?
Very good evening from Bangladesh. It's my great pleasure to be attending in such program where Queen Elizabeth always looks forward uh, establishing some kind of the empowerment of the humanity, serving to the humanity. Yes, you can international. It's a great platform for creating a very, very liberal mindset, a strong mindset for changing the leadership attitudes, leadership qualities. Definitely, I was wondering and I was enjoying the session with the point to point, and I found there the initiatives which were taken by Queen Elizabeth Lucas. I find if this can be implemented by the wholehearted and by the combined effort, that would be great for the humanity and for the development of the human nature. This is very important. Transformation leadership. We know leadership is always transformational, and it demands to change somebody or anybody in terms of the situations. That is transformation. Leadership, this can be also transmitted from the one situation to another situation. Like we are living in the new normal. Now this new normal has become the practical normal. That is the reality, real normal. That during the 2 years Corona effect, the people could learn how to transmit their abilities and capabilities to do something.
Thank you.
But this leadership, this can be transmitted, learning from the previous based on the situation and the atmosphere.
Thank you
and
so
now,
much.
the leadership which we need, that is definitely should be transformational.
Thank you,
If
sir.
we can transform the
Thank you, sir.
leadership,
Thank you, sir. Because I just
that
wanted
would
to
be
speak for a
great
few
for
minutes.
each and every
Thank
one.
you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
respected Lucas,
Thank you so much.
for
Thank you so
giving me
much.
that scope to say something regarding this.
Thank
Once
you.
I will have the scope,
Yes, you will have the
definitely I will
opportunity.
have the more things regarding this. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you
you.
so
I very
much.
proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let me also quickly call our future president of Nigeria, Ambassador Professor David Moraniya Aye, to quickly share his wisdom to us before he move on. Yes. Can you share with us, Masa?
This is wonderful.
And thank you for your patience. Thank you for always being there and staying longer to learn from others. That's a great leader.
School at the comfort of our homes. I'm blessed to listen to all our speakers today. And the learner, as a student, as a teacher, I am open-hearted to learn more and more. Kudos to your handwork. God will honor you. The oil in you will increase. And we shall continue to tap under you to be a blessing to our generation. God bless you. And
thank you, sir.
God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And also, finally, let me just call on my personal secretary, Mr. Ambassador Lukman Nuruddin, to give us a vote of thanks.
All right. Good morning from Nigeria to everybody around the world. It's my honor to this masterclass with vote of thanks. All praise to the Almighty God who, and then thanks, absolute thanks to the founder and director of this Yyci International, Y.Y.C.I, Dr. Isabel Lucas, for creating this platform for the welfare, for the well-being of humanity. It is the greatest honor and privilege to listen to talks around the world, inspiring, motivating words that will transform one's life. As people have talked, our speakers yesterday and today, it is a great job, it's a great work, and I think there is greatest reward for those who stand, for those who bring themselves that to the world, that they want to transform the world for the betterment, for the good humanity. Congratulations to all of you. And Dr. Lucas, again, let me still thank you for creating this platform. Continue the good work, and may God Almighty bless you in abundant measure. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for all the hard work you are doing for Yyci International and also for me. We really appreciate you. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord prosper your ways. And you will fulfill all your dreams. Keep on writing your poem and keep on involving, because I know that more
thank you.
will come to you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Nuruddin. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Now, we want to end up this masterclass, but I have mentioned Ambassador Agnes Fortune. Can we quickly allow her to share few words, please? Ambassador, quickly.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, all excellency, honorees, our own mother, Queen Elizabeth. Thank you for everything. And I'm so proud to see my own sister Rosetta on the platform. I was excited she's on the platform. Thank you once again. I have learned a lot. Today was a very education for me about communication and dealing with people and dealing as a team, especially the one like the ambassador that came on and say, it's not always about you. It's not me. It's a team effort. We all should work together. When you have a big pride and an ego, it will fall. So no matter what, we should keep that in mind, that as we work together as a team, we're a team. It's not about us. It's not about us. We make sacrifices for other people. So it's all about giving the best of yourself to make the team shine. And I'm happy to be part of a winning team. Y.Y.C. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambassador Agnes, and keep up the good works. And I believe that Chipako, oh, here she is, a beautiful face. Thank you so much for showing your face.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Right, I am about to round up, and I want to quickly give other people opportunity for 1 minute. His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed, are you over here? Silvano Mohammed, are you still here? I can see your name. Ambassador Mohammed Silvano? No. Mr. Kaden Cabo? Mr. Jacob Kampala? All right. I think we've all done. Anybody else that wants to say something for 1 minute before we end this section? Okay, right. I think we're all done. Right, let me just quickly say thank you so much for joining us today. Another section is coming up next month on the 7th and the 8th of May. You are all welcome to come and join me while we share together, learn together, and grow together and glow together. So I want to appreciate you all for coming today. And I want to appreciate Professor Charles, our big daddy, for joining us today. I want to also appreciate, please help me give a big hand clap to my personal secretary, because he is really doing a great job in the name of Dr. Lukman Nuruddin. So let's just give, because he is doing a great job for me, and I really appreciate him a lot. Thank you so much.
Low battery.
Keep
Please
up
charge.
the good job. So I know that we need to go. So I think we've done very well, Dr. Dr. Kumar, Bhatt, thank you so much, sir, for your time. We really appreciate you, sir. Yes, thank you very much, sir. So without wasting much time, we welcome Professor Charles to close, to lead us in closing prayer.
Great occasion.
Okay.
We thank God for this great occasion. We call upon the Holy Spirit to empower us so that we come to empower other people. As this session has come to conclusion, we pray for strength, for grace, for good health. We pray that all what we share, God give us the grace to actualize them to his glory. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Low battery.
Amen.
Please charge.
Thank you so much for joining us. You might now leave. Before I end the before I end it from here, you are free to leave the masterclass of April 1st and 2nd, 2022. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for learning with me. Thank you for making a change over there. And thank you for being you. Thank you for being a great leader. You might now leave. Thank you, Ambassador Alexander.
Thank you so
Bhatt.
much.
Thank you so much.
Mommy.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sita.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Edward Mondel. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Jacob. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Silvano Kamara. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gambagura. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs.
Low
Masek.
battery. Please
Thank you
charge.
so much. You may now leave while I hand off the event. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, your smile, Pastor. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You may now leave now so that we can end this event peacefully. Thank you, and continue to make a change in the world, continue to make an impact and adding value to others and being a great leader. I want to say thank you and thank you and thank you. God bless you all.